Hello, my friends. I'm in a continuous process of cleaning my workshop and garage. This is a newly purchased home that I moved into, and the garage was a catch-all. It was my staging area for doing construction. The home that I bought was vacant 6 years, so needless to say, it was in very poor condition. So now that I have the home livable, it's time for me to start organizing the garage and make it a little more comfortable to work in. So let me show you, this is a wood storage rack that I threw together. It could be a lot neater, I could have painted it, but the material I'm storing, it doesn't mind not being painted. Let me show you how it was put together. This little corner section, it measures 2 foot by 5 foot floor space. It was a place that was a catch-all, and what I did was I built this wood storage rack with a tool panel on the front. You can see here. And this slot right here, I'm using this slot for plywood storage. This is the lower section. The lower section on the front, you can see here I have my saw blade storage, circular blades, and I have that on both sides. And this is for shorts. This should be 4 foot and under. And I shouldn't be storing metal, but I don't have another place for it. And this side right here, it's about 18-inch width. I made this for storage for longboards. I can fit 8-footers in here. This section of the storage rack is for shorts, and it's 2 foot deep. And this section is over top of the 4 foot lengths, which is not 2 foot deep because the back made room for storing plywood. And you can see here flute material. These are ready to be carved and glued up. Here's more stock for flutes. This one needs to be run on the router. Over here is some black walnut, and this is flute material here. And some of this is ash. The ash was being used for making Windsor chairs. And then just short scraps. This plywood storage section right here, you can see I left about 3-4 inches. So that's a little bit taller, and the reason is to be able to slide a 4-foot sheet in there. And right here you can see the height. It's about 51 inches tall, and I left the gap 6 inches. So that'll hold enough plywood that I'm using. And if you look at these bins, notice that the vertical pieces are all staggered. And one reason I did that, I was wanting to assemble it quickly, and by doing this, this allows me to run screws in the horizontal panel from both directions, over top and underneath. So it may look haphazard, random, but it made the assembly much quicker. And coming up to the top, you could see I ran the top pieces into the rafters to secure that to the wall, or to keep it from pulling away from the wall. You can see in the back, right up in there, I have it screwed into the back piece, screwed into a header, and same on the other side, it's screwed into a header there. Then on the tall side, I just left a gap. And I secured one board to the floor with some anchors, and that will keep the boards from slipping beyond the outside perimeter at the bottom. This section here, I built a small frame and piece of plywood on the bottom, and that frame is what's holding the backboard for this plywood section right here. And again, the depth of this is 2 foot. That just happened to be what this masonry wall protruded, and because of that wall, that made both sides of the wall a place for clutter. Not very efficient. The circular saw blades, I had those in a drawer. There was so much weight in the drawer, it broke the drawer, and I was never able to go through to see what I have. Here I have all the blades sorted to the type of blade that it is. I can see what they are, even the dado blades right there. And right in here I put a board to reinforce the pegboard. Pegboard would not be strong enough to hold these saw blades. And I did a similar thing here. That was a 1/4 inch plywood on the outside, that 2x4 running up the center. That gives plenty of support for those screws. Okay, this height here for the short storage, inside dimension would be measuring 49 inches. And these boards are all leaning, so no problem putting 4 foot in there. The width of this storage rack is 4 foot, and that's leaving 16 inches. So the overall dimension of length of plywood that I can hold in the plywood storage is 65 inches. It doesn't take a full 8-foot sheet, but anytime I have a sheet of plywood, usually I purchased it for need and will have cut an end off. So even so, if I need be, I would cut it just to fit in that rack. The front was a place that I had this pegboard left over from another job, and it allowed me to put storage here for tools. Thanks for watching, my friends. Bye-bye.